Not too long. It started in an August. We completed the stage 1 by the January, stage 2 by April. We were approved in the May, but then it was December before we thought, actually, that's it. That's the group we want. And that worked. It turned out they wanted us, and they've been with us for a year and a half. It changes throughout the process. I would say the first challenge is after you've been approved and you think that every child is the child, and every group that comes up would be the perfect group. And it's not like that. You know when it's right, but of course you don't know that until it actually happens. So we saw a few groups and thought, oh, that would be really good, or that could work, and your hopes are raised, and that doesn't work. But strangely, when we actually had the details of the 3 children that we did adopt together, it felt different, which is weird because all you have is a piece of paper and some photos. But it really did feel different, and that was great. But that's one hurdle that you have to get past, and it is tough because you're like, yes, and then it's different. It is quite daunting. I mean, we live in a quiet place, and we had 3 children come and live with us, and we're just like, boom, everything changes. And I remember at the approval panel, which was just over the road in Derby, the last question the panel asked, they said, what do you think will change? And I said, everything. And they said, good answer. And it turns out they were right. But that upheaval, it's a nice thing, right? Because you've kind of got what you want, and your family's coming together. But it is disruptive. And it takes a few months for you to get used to having people in your house. Now they've been with us a while, it's a strange thing, because of course you don't know what normal is, and I would say that now is one of the biggest challenges, because you won't necessarily know what little girls do, right, or what an 8-year-old does or a 10-year-old does. So you think, well, is that because of what they've been through or because of their background? And unless you talk to other parents and talk to the school, they're like, no, actually they all do that. That's just what happens when children grow up. So it's that realization that not everything they do is as a result of their background. It's because they're little children, and that's what little children do. And I'm sure there will be more challenges, but they're the ones that we've encountered so far. So it was a strange day, and of course you're really keen to meet them and for everything to happen. But it is choreographed, and you have a plan, and you're told, well, you'll meet them for an hour on this day and a little bit more the next day, and then you'll take them to the park and see how it goes. And we really didn't know what to expect, so you're quite nervous, and you go to the foster carer's home, knock at the door, and of the 3 we adopted, 1 was living in a house separately with a different carer, and she did answer the door, and the door just flew open, and it was like, hello, we were like, oh wow, and it was really nice, it kind of disarms you, but it was really good and really natural, and a good introduction. It's a show for her as well, right? I mean, she wanted to impress us because she really wanted a forever family. So we did realize that. And it would have been very difficult for her to keep that energy up. And throughout the week, it was a bit emotional because she's coming to a new family and with people she's only known for a few days. We felt that we knew far more about her, of course, because we'd even been to their school, we'd met the foster carer, we'd even been in their room and seen all the stuff before she even knew we existed, really. But it was good. And the other 2 were in about 10 miles away. And I'll never forget it, right? So they opened the front door, and the first words were, "Can we call you Mummy and Daddy?" So that was huge. And it was great, from there on. And it is strange meeting, your future family in someone else's house. And it must be really tough for the foster carers as well, because they're kind of hosting you, trying not to get involved. But it was good. One thing I would say is take the time. I didn't try and work. I took time out while the introductions happened, and I had 4 weeks where we just worked on that transition. That was really important, because emotionally and physically it is really tiring, but wonderful, right? It was really good. So in our case, the amount of support and where we get it is very interesting, because we did our approval through Derby City, which went really well. And we felt that was a really good partnership, which was important because it's such a life change for us. The girls came from a different authority, and we don't live in Derby City, we live just outside. So we were working with 3 local authorities, but the team that we were working with from Derby City kind of held that together and coordinated it for us, which made a big difference. And that partnership continued until the adoption order was granted, which was fabulous. And it hasn't been like a cold handoff or anything. That partnership is still there.